So now it says I'm live, and I'm just going to see if there's sound working, because I went ahead and I just recorded myself on a 15-second video to see if it would work, and it did. So now let's see if this works. You have sound? Oh my God. Holy crap. Okay. Yes, the best. I was going to die. Never wanted to come on live so bad in my life. Okay, now I have to. I know. Now I have to remember what it was I was going to talk about. Okay, thanks. Oh, I have my notes. I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding. My mind is just freaking scrubbed of all information. Okay, hanging up. See you in the live. Bye. OMG, you guys. I'm going to give people a minute to come into the live because I had so many lovely, loyal viewers trying to get into the live while there was no sound. And now there's sound. I think I have the thing centered correctly. I have it on live chat. And like I was saying to my mod, now I have to remember what it was I was going to talk about, because this is my 5th try, I think. This is crazy, but I'm just so glad to be here. So thank you guys so much for being here. If you're watching on the replay, Coco, come here, baby. This is Coco. She's got her surgery coming up this week, and she's hiding behind my chair. Where did everyone go? I know, they'll be back. They hate me now. They're just like, screw you and your damn technological challenges. No, that was so weird, you guys. I don't like to read into it. You know, there's just glitches with technology. So let's just go with that. So I was coming on here to speak about the Micah Miller case and to speak about Kiely Rodni, of course. Maybe we should just start with Kiely Rodni because that's where my heart is always. Let's go ahead and do the normal routine stuff. If you're here, please hit your like button if you don't mind, even though I'm sure nobody likes all the technological challenges. Where's that sign? Over here by the bell. Make sure you're still subscribed and turn on your notification bell to ring. And there's the giant Liberty bell. We'll call that the notification bell. There, keep going. And then also share a video of mine if you like to share. I would appreciate it very much because I think my channel is dying a slow death, and all that technological challenge certainly isn't going to help. So let me think of something quickly that can go viral. Kitty cats. No, we're not eating kitty cats. Okay, you guys know that I live very close to Springfield, Ohio. Let's go over that real quick because I do want to get some clarity with the city of Springfield. So Springfield was once about 82,000 people at its height, probably around the 80s. And it has since dwindled to 50,000. And this has always been a pretty rough working class city. There's nice things there. There's Frank Lloyd Wright architecture. There's Wittenberg University. There's a nice limestone park. There are a few nice things in Springfield, but Springfield has been known as being a really tough town, not a prestigious little cozy town. It's a hard town. It's like a town of hard knocks, basically. So when these migrants were recruited and invited to come to Springfield, it was because the city was dying and they desperately needed people to move in. 15 years ago, roughly, when I moved back to Ohio, you could buy a house in downtown Springfield for less than $10,000. That's how bad it was. So again, to reiterate, the whole thing with this nonsense of false information that there's 30,000 migrants that have been injected into the population of Springfield. There's probably somewhere around half that, somewhere around 15,000. And they don't eat the cats and the dogs. There was one woman in Springfield who lost her cat, who put a post up on Facebook and was really angry with something with her Haitian neighbors. And she put on her Facebook post, this was months ago, that she thought the Haitian neighbors stole her freaking cat and ate it. And then a few days later, what was that cat's name? Like Misty or something. Poofy. A really funny name. Miss Fluffy or something. Help me out, you guys, if you know the name of the cat. A few days later, she found her cat in her basement, and she felt so bad. She did the right thing, and she went over to her neighbor's house, and she apologized to them in person. And then a few months went by, and then this whole thing happened. So I'm going to just see what my Google will tell me. The lost cat in Springfield. And then we'll talk about Kiely Rodney. Lost cat in Springfield, Ohio, Facebook post. Gone bad. Okay. And it's just going to all this like real life stuff. What do you know? I'm just dying to remember the name of that kitty cat. Was it Miss Fluffy Butt? It was something really funny like that. Name of cat, name of lost cat. Sorry, you guys. I'm just waiting for people to find that I'm on again, since I only have my one trusted moderator that's making comments, but it's just so nice to have the sound. Name of the lost cat in Springfield. That Facebook post started rumors. So this is the Wikipedia pet eating hoax. The original Facebook post. Oh my goodness, it even has the name of the person, Erica Lee. I'm just dying to know the name of the cat. Oh, you can hear me now, Rachel Smith. Yay. Miss Sassy. Miss Sassy is the name of the cat. Okay, so Miss Sassy, oh, I'm so glad I found it. That's so satisfying. Was found in her own basement a few days later. And, you know, I'm really happy for the woman that her cat was found unharmed. I'm really happy that the woman went to the neighbors to apologize to them in person. But it's just crazy what's come of this. What does this say? Charges sought against Springfield woman who made first Haitian cat. The woman who made the initial Facebook post last month claiming Haitians were stealing and eating cats could face charges. That's what the Springfield newspaper says. This is from 2 weeks ago, from October 3rd. Springfield citizens files affidavit in municipal court against Erica Lee, used same Ohio law under which Haitian Bridge Alliance sought to charge Trump and Vance. Wow. You know, what scares me about that is just it feeding into the freaking war. Um, so this is wild. I'm glad that I found this out because I had no idea. Um, but here we are, 2 weeks and 3 days out from the election. And I'm pretty sure that the party that started all of this mayhem, Vance and Trump, that they're planning to come back to visit Springfield. And I don't think it would be a good idea for them to do that. So, you know how I've said so many times, I'm trying to stay out of all that political nightmare, and it just gets harder and harder. So, let me just bring up this thing about Elon Musk that is going on right now. Elon Musk has been making posts with fake accounts, pretending that he's like the Democratic ticket and saying all these crazy things. Don't you think he should get arrested for interfering with an election? I mean, that's insanity. That's complete insanity. But why would he do that? I mean, allegedly he's a smart guy, right? I mean, he knows how to do things electronically with his cars and his rockets, and I just don't understand. He's evil. Thank you for helping me figure that out. Yeah, he's a weirdo. I mean, yeah, maybe he's got some kind of like autism or Asperger's spectrum type of issues. Idiot savant. Awesome. Oftentimes, people with super high intelligence can have massive problems in other places, right? So, speaking of super high intelligence, have you guys seen Shanda Squirrels on Fire's post her video? I'll put a link to it in the description here of the article. I think it's an article that Kiely Rodni wrote when she was in 7th grade, and it's like a political thing, trying to convince people to vote on a bill or you know, a proposition to ban plastic bags from California when she was in 7th grade, you guys. So it's from like 2016. And I think Shanda said in her video that she just like stumbled on it when she was digging and trying to find stuff and found this thing she'd never heard about, knew nothing of. And I'm very critical of the way people write. And man, Kiely is a great writer. It's almost unbelievable that she wrote that herself in 7th grade. It's written at like a very high level of education, like a lawyer wrote it. It's amazing. It's absolutely stunning. So what a loss. Not just the fact that she was such a musical prodigy. I was just listening to Far Away this morning, actually. Such a beautiful song. And she's got such a beautiful voice. But then to know that she was like super intelligent with something like that, just very bright, very intuitive, very knowledgeable, very focused and literate. And I just hate to think that she lost her life at such a young age, which it seems like that's what happened 2 years ago, right? So I wanted to talk about her case because I've thought a lot over the 2 years of trying to do like a pre-recorded video as short and concise as possible of the Kiely Rodni case. So somebody who's never heard of Kiely Rodni could go to this video and watch it and kind of get debriefed, get up to speed as much as one could in a single video. And maybe I'll do that, but I don't know. I mean, there's so much unknown. And so I don't want to pretend that I know things that I don't know. So let's just talk about some of the things that we do know for fact with her case. We know for a fact that they had these biannual retreats for the Alpine Club, which was a men's group of very wealthy individuals at the lodge twice a year, the last weekend of January and the last weekend of July. So that last weekend of July 2002 was the weekend before she was reported missing. A couple of days before that last weekend of July was when Wayne Wu got sworn in as the sheriff of Placer County. And we know that Wayne Wu allegedly has a history of statutory while on the job with somebody that was in the Explorer program. And he knocked that young woman up and then forced her to terminate the pregnancy, allegedly. So that's all outlined in an affidavit that I'll put the link in my description to the second time that I read that affidavit on my channel. The first time I read that affidavit on my channel, I'd only had my channel for a couple of weeks and it maybe has like 1,000 views. The second time I read that affidavit on my channel, and I think I was better at reading it too, just kind of better at talking to the camera, I think it has like 20,000 views. Maybe not that many, but close. I could look it up. But anyway, what's important is just that people get that information out there, because I think it's extremely relevant to the fact that not even 2 weeks before Kiely Rodni goes missing, there's a sheriff sworn in who just happens to be the sheriff's department that took the original missing persons call, because the lodge is not in Nevada County like the rest of Truckee is. It's outside of Nevada County in Placer County. But let me do my whole spiel about everything I say is simply my opinion for the sake of hoping to start a conversation and open up a discussion, learn something and be educational. And all my videos to date have been made for YouTube. It's an entertainment platform. And, you know, I started my channel over 2 years ago to talk about the Kiely Rodni case. I honestly, from what I had gleaned, it had only been a case for like 3 weeks by the time I started my channel. I honestly thought that the case would never be solved. I thought that there was crooked law enforcement, and that none of it sounded kosher. None of it sounded plausible. It all sounded like a pack of lies, and it all sounded like heavy duty corruption. And I just thought, you know, this girl deserves better, even if we can never get justice for her through our judicial system. At least we can keep her name alive, and whether she's in the afterlife or not, that she hopefully knows that people care about her. It certainly sounds like the people around her didn't care enough to make sure that whatever it is that happened to her, that there was truth and that there was justice. So what it seems like to me happened to her might have something to do with the men at the lodge, especially when you tie that in with that photograph of her in the little yellow boat out in the water on the lake that was taken. The picture originated from the Men's Journal magazine to advertise in their magazine for the lodge, for the Lost Trail Lodge. It just seems really like out there and twisted, and it just seems really obvious why they would have a photograph of a cute little blonde girl in a boat when they're advertising for Lost Trail Lodge in a gentleman's journal, men's magazine. Ugh. So then we get up to speed with August 5th with Kiely Rodni. And her friends, I like to call them frenemies, Mags and Kate Cunyo. And you got to remember that Kate Cunyo's uncle, David Cunyo, is a Sacramento County Sheriff's deputy. And Kate Cunyo's grandmother was like an Olympic skier. So this girl has a lot of clout in her town. And she said that Kiely Rodni and her were making creme brulee in the afternoon and that nothing seemed off. And she would have noticed if something seemed wrong. So at that point in time, it still seems to me like they were really trying to go with this, she must have done something to hurt herself kind of narrative. And so after making creme brulee, which I think allegedly was around 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon, then Mags said that she got a ride with Kiely to the party. And then 10 minutes after she got to the party, after all these scary dudes were shoving bong rips into her face, that then she left with her boyfriend and ditched her 16-year-old friend at a party with a bunch of scary dudes shoving bong rips into your face, right? So it's always seemed to me like it must have been Mags's job, mission, or duty, assignment, let's say, to get Kiely to that party. It makes no sense that she would get a ride there with Kiely and then leave 10 minutes later. But it also doesn't make sense that this is the only timeline we have still 2 years out. The only timeline we have of the afternoon is Kate Cunyo and her fake creme brulee excavations, and then Mags's fake I got a ride to the party hours later, and then Scammy saying that she became magnetically glued to Kiely at the party from the moment she got there, and they shared cups and they kept peeing in the woods together, and they would only momentarily part from one another and then they'd come back to each other, and they were in the car talking about charging their phones while they were charging their phones and texting Kylie's mom, and what else? Oh, drinking the Trulies. And remember the Cards Against Humanity. I feel like those Cards Against Humanity play some sort of role in the story, in the real narrative, because that game, Cards Against Humanity, is exactly what it sounds like. It's Cards Against Humanity. It's a lot of violence and disgusting crap. Here, I'm gonna Miss Fluffy Butt. Are you guys still here? Can you still hear me? Miss Fluffy Butt, that's cute. Miss Sassy. I love that, Miss Sassy. That's just so funny. But again, I picked up my phone. I didn't even find it on there. It just, all of a sudden, my brain works when I pick up my phone. I feel like the phone is almost like a computer chip, that when I have it touching my body, my brain works. And when it's not touching my body, my brain doesn't work. It's kind of scary. Really scary. Anyway, thanks for the hearts, people. So good to know that you're there listening. So with the Kiely Rodni story. Oh, here we go. B says, message redacted. Put it back. I don't know if I can see it. Oh, maybe you just had some... No, I don't think I can see it. When you redact your own message, I think it's invisible to the viewer. So yeah, if you just had typos and are retyping it, I'll give you a minute to get it back up there. Be nice to see you. It's been a minute. So so going back to the chronology of that day, we know that the day starts out with maybe Kiely texting with her mom. She had plans to go to the hot August nights in Reno that they had gone to the night before, right? So Reno comes into play. And then it sounds like her granddad and her might have had lunch together that day, right? Um, and and then she's hanging out with Kate, making creme brulee. Not, I don't believe that at all. And then she's giving Mags a ride to the party, maybe. But then we have that photograph from the deli. I think it's called like East Lake Convenience Store and Deli or something like that. Oh, I know you didn't delete it. B deleted it. Have you ever seen a photo of Kiely at hot August nights from the 4th? You know, I have not. And I know that some of these other content creators have looked through all kinds of video footage and photographs from hot August nights looking for Kiely, and that nobody has seen that. And yeah, you would think that, you know, if there's all these cool cars there, you'd have pictures, right? I mean, we all have our cell phones with us all the time, making videos, taking pictures. Yeah. It just leads me back to the weekend before and the Alpine Club gathering at the Lost Trail Lodge. The retreat, the gentleman's retreat. And then you got to plug into your equation too that whole crap with Tony Dodge and what he said in his live chat about banging someone. I don't think he said Kiely specifically, but it was, I think, mysterious who they were talking about. And he said, then we can gang her. And that is just so creepy. It's so creepy that he's not been investigated, to my knowledge. Um, it's creepy that he got the interview with Scammy. Like, that's super creepy. It is. It was in such poor taste. Well, it's not just in poor taste, it is against all of the community guidelines of YouTube. Like, you would really think he would lose his YouTube channel big time. So that's creepy AF that they're leaving his channel up when he said something like that, and when it was even discussed further on other channels that he said it. And I'm pretty sure he's taken it down, but of course it's been screenshot and such. So anyway, we've got all these weird things. We've got the weirdest thing with Scammy, okay, saying that there was this friendly fight and that they would have these friendly fights, not for drama, but, you know, keep the entertainment going. And then nobody will say who Kiely fought with, but we know that Kiely was in one of these allegedly friendly fights, right? And that was in the AWP video footage where they say the name of the person that she was allegedly in the fight with. And not only is the name bleeped, but they even put the little redaction black box over Doug's mouth when he's in the boat saying the name. Probably Sam or Sammy would be my guess, my educated guess. And then the whole thing with the Nevada County Sheriff's captain, Sam Brown, saying if anybody saw anything gruesome that night and needs counseling, we've got all these counselors lined up waiting for you. OMG, Jazz, I've been waiting. I hope you haven't been going very long. Oh no, I'm just trying to give like a thumbnail sketch of Kiely Rodni's case to somebody, to the imaginary person that's never heard of Kiely Rodni. So, and just doing it off the top of my head. I mean, I wrote some notes, but I wasn't planning on doing it right now. I was planning on doing like a pre-recorded of that, but then I got so flustered with trying to do my live and not having sound that then I just am going with the flow. I'm just so happy to be on my live having sound. So, telling the story of Kiely Rodni. Then we've got Scammy pretending that they're best friends, pretending like they were hanging out together all night. I mean, the whole town of Truckee is pretending like there was no friendly fight now, right? Like that was redacted, like that was taken off the table. When no, we know for a fact that there was a friendly fight that night. So that tells me that there was indeed a party. Maybe Kiely was indeed cognizant enough to get into this friendly fight, but maybe she'd already been beaten down by things that had started the weekend before with the guests of the lodge. I mean, trigger warning, sorry, retroactively. Maybe she was already being used and abused, and then might sound crazy, but maybe she was given an opportunity to fight somebody to win her freedom. You guys have thought about that, haven't you? I know that I've thought about that many times. I don't know that I've ever talked about it on my channel. I don't know that I've heard other channels talk about it, but maybe she was given an opportunity to win her freedom from this slavery that she had been tangled up with for a few days. And she was already compromised or already beaten down, basically. And then she got more of a beat down from Scammy. And maybe that's what was gruesome. And again, major trigger warning. If you don't want to hear about this, then I'd say mute it or turn it off, because it's always been my suspicion that she was getting turned out at the party. Maybe in the back of her own vehicle, maybe in a big dirt ditch. Why did the parents all go out there to clean up, you guys? Parents don't go out to the woods to clean up their kids' beer cans at 2 in the morning or 4 in the morning when their kids have been partying. Parents don't do that. They don't go out the next day to clean up their kids' litter. They don't do that. That makes me think pretty solidly that the parents went out there to clean up any blood evidence, any DNA evidence. I really despise saying this, but that's the only thing that makes sense of why these parents would have gone out there. And then we've got freaking MC Ultra and her coming out into the streets of YouTube, trying to spin all these lies and make all this crap up and take people down the garden path. Why would she do that unless she's trying to protect somebody? Like, nobody's going to waste their time camping out on the streets of YouTube, going to all these different panels for hours and hours and having your own stupid channel where you talk about nothing. It's like the Seinfeld episodes, the show about nothing, right? No, parents don't do that, Annabise. I think MC is part of the Mean Girls Club. Well, it seems to me that MC is trying to cover for Scammy specifically. We know that MC had a business as like a cleaning business, right? So it's very likely that she cleaned for Scammy's family, in my opinion. Maybe at their house, maybe at their office, maybe both. But, oh, B, your thing got redacted again. I was about to read it. And I know I haven't seen you in a while, and I'm thinking that that's like a problem that you've had ongoing over the course of many months, coming into my chats where you type things out and then you redact it either accidentally or because there's typos. I don't know. But you're totally welcome to make any comments that you want. You're also welcome to redact any comments that you want. So I'll just roll with it. Anyway, the thing about what Anna B said, B says, I'm scatterbrained, but thought you could see them. I'm sorry, it is a problem, but hello, all in chat. Aw, that's sweet. Yeah, don't worry about it. No, when you redact your own message, I can't see it. I can only see it if like one of the mods redacts it. So, anyway, nice to see you all. And I don't know if we have anybody else here other than Annabes, NB, and MC3PO. It's hard to say your name, MC3PO. It's like R2D2, right? But where does it come from, MC3PO? Like, what? I wish I had. Do you want to tell me what it means? It went away again. Yeah, it did. So I'm going to put your thing that I was, your message that I was talking about Annabes, MC being part of the Mean Girls Club. So yeah, her daughter Daisy, I think that's her name, is friends with Scammy, and then there's her son. Is his name like Brandon or something like that? Her son is the same age as Scammy. Her daughter's a couple years older than Scammy. I think her son was at that party. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that I think that her son might have even been involved in some abuse towards Kiely. Because I've always gotten the feeling that Scammy was like the ringleader of getting Kiely abused by guys. You know what I mean? I despise saying it. I identify as C3PO Star Wars. So what's the M for then? That's so confusing. I think the parents Mean Girls Club. Ooh. Yeah, so I would think Scammy's mom would probably be the queen of that. Yeah, it definitely seemed, it always struck me that Lindsay was not part of the club in Truckee. I mean, it's going to be a lot like a Millionaires Club, right? Or Billionaires Club. I mean, we found out that the Smiths have control over billions of dollars of grants, federal money coming into Truckee, 33.8 billion, I think, over the course of 10 years from like 2020 to 2030. Like, that's a lot of money even in California. 34 billion dollars. That's freaking crazy. That's absolutely insane. And it really fits with the way Sammy is kind of treated as an untouchable, right? I need some chapstick. Sorry. That makes sense. Because, yeah, nobody's going to mess with the billionaire's kid. I mean, just like billionaire Elon Musk messing with the election process, and billionaires are untouchable. When was the last time we saw a billionaire thrown in jail? I guess maybe Jeffrey Epstein, maybe P. Diddy, maybe. I don't think R. Kelly was a billionaire. Weinstein, Harvey Weinstein, he was probably a billionaire. Ugh, so gross. So gross. Um, so what else about Kiely Rodney's case? So what I wanted to touch on was the time frame that Scammy, I think she kind of screwed herself up with, saying that she last got a call from Kiely at 12:36 when Kylie's last cell phone ping was 12:33. So I think a lot of us have always figured that Scammy like threw her phone into the water or something around that time, 12:33, 12:36. But her laptop and her phone, like these have never really been recovered. The black box from her vehicle. I know there's been a huge document dump in the Kiely Rodney case, but I don't trust any of those documents as being accurate. I mean, just like I don't trust her autopsy report as being at all accurate. Nothing in this case has been accurate, but you guys know where I'm headed with that is the cover up, the law enforcement, and just how we see so much of that. We see that with the Sandra Birchmore, with Matthew Farwell. We see that with Dan Hartgraves from Pullman Police Department, Matthew Kurt from the Wazoo Police Department, Wayne Wu with the Placer County Sheriff's Department. When he was doing that in the Placer County Sheriff's Department, he was not the sheriff, so he should have been reprimanded. And that's probably why the sheriff's position was open early. That's probably why that sheriff walked off the job, basically, or turned in a medical resignation or something like that. Probably because they were unable to discipline him, and they could get in trouble legally. So they just basically abandoned their post as the sheriff. You know, that's a lot of power. That's a very high pay grade. It's a lot of respect, and you have to work really hard to get there. So to then just jump ship like that makes me think that it had something to do with that. So how many other people in law enforcement have done terrible things like this, where they're abusing specifically young women? I mean, it's bad enough that they're abusing anybody, but then when they're abusing these young women, these women that are underage, so they're committing crimes on the job, they're committing statutory on top of basically fraud, stealing our taxpayer money when they're doing this on the job, in their vehicles, in uniform, on the clock. It's crazy. Yep, P. Diddy, exactly. And yeah, it's just this sexually explicit crap that is so prolific. And then, you know, my mind goes right to the Maddie Soto case. It's just so sad. So the Micah Miller case, I wanted to talk about that because it seems that the civil lawsuits are being filed against not just JP Diddy, but JP Diddy's daddy, Reginald Wayne Miller. So we've got the civil lawsuits, we've got continued protests. I appreciate those folks doing those protests. And then we've got legislative changes. So the Micah Miller case, the biggest question I think from that case all along has been about her alleged 911 call from the park that we all think was artificial intelligence, or a lot of us think it's artificial intelligence. And there's a lot of reasons to think that. One of them being that everyone else that's been out to that park, Lumber River State Park, says that there's no cell phone reception out there, so you couldn't call 911 if you tried. And then the delay in her speech, the slowness of her speech. The more I learn about artificial intelligence and where the process of the evolution of it, where it's at right now, that's pretty easy to plug into a computer system and get somebody's voice from audio tapes that you might have, like voice messages from them, or their Facebook videos, to get their voice, and then to get artificial intelligence to say whatever it is that you're typing in their voice, right? So we've got crooked law enforcement there too. I mean, South Carolina has been all too cliche for being like, the good old boys kind of thing. And then you've got Big Daddy JP with his deep pockets and all of his quote unquote friends in law enforcement. I've always wondered about the abuse that he subjected Micah to, and who else he had involved in that. Like we've heard the stories of maybe paid SEX workers that he's picked up. But what about other like members of the community? Like that could be a lot of the dirt that he has on people that keeps them quiet about his illegal activities. And it's kind of like commonplace for criminals to make sure that they have dirt on other people. And again, back to Kiely Rodni, I've always figured that if Scammy had done things to hurt Kiely at that party, that she would get as many people to get their hands dirty as possible by having them do harmful, illegal things to Kiely as well. And then that ensures her protection, that they can't turn her in, because then she could turn them in, right? She did a lot of videos for the church. Yeah, Annabees, that too. I know, I was just thinking of the videos that she did for herself. Yeah. And she also had an incredible voice. And we know that JP was giving her the steroid injections to try to increase her libido. And then that was damaging her vocal cords. So disgusting. So disgusting. And then that he gets treated with kid gloves by the local law enforcement. And all these other women making accusations, alleging that he statutory R'd them as well. It's pretty surreal what that douchebag has gotten away with thus far. And then the whole thing with his freaking plane, having that small plane just makes it that much easier for him to be running illicit activities, trafficking people, trafficking substances. I mean, it's just nuts. It's so disgusting. Anyway, I'm so happy that I finally got on live. This was my 5th try. What a nightmare. So I did do a new yoga verbal directive video yesterday. It took me like 10 hours to upload that thing. I have no idea why, but it's uploaded. So it's now like, I think slightly over an hour and 15 minutes. It's such a good workout, you guys. I continue to do it pretty much daily because I love it. I haven't been videotaping myself doing it because that's just a lot more work to get everything set up. I had my yoga studio at the church that I had set up, and then I actually stopped doing that. So I have my yoga studio back just in the privacy of my own home. So it was nice to have it at the church for a while, but it was a challenge. So it was nice that they were willing to do that and extend their classroom space to me. But after utilizing that for about 6 weeks, I packed it in, at least temporarily. I might go back to that. I don't know. But in the meantime, I am going to try to do another round of the yoga videos so that if you guys want to do the workout too, you can, because it is just extremely rejuvenating and I love it. I hope that somebody else is going to get something out of it too. So the last two yoga videos that I did are both just the verbal cues without the visual. And I'll try to get one done soon because I know that the volume was really low on all my other yoga videos that I was videotaping in my church classroom yoga studio. So I'll try to get some better sound and better visual cues as well as the verbal prompts and instructions. Because it's hard to know sometimes um, what it is somebody's saying to do if you're not able to watch. Also, Anna says I need to watch. What happened? Oh, what happened with the church? Well, honestly, what had happened was the receptionist who I loved dearly that worked there, she resigned. So I was just like, it was like the best part of it was seeing her every day. So um, when she resigned, I was kind of winding it down anyway, I thought, just because it just wasn't working out the way I thought it was going to. Like, I thought I was going to be teaching to other people, and I thought that's what I wanted, but I don't think I do want to teach to other people. So I'm in pain all the time, so I need to do it. I have done it a handful of times, and it made me feel better. Oh, I'm so happy to hear that, Anna Bees. Man, well, you're motivating me to videotape my new recording of it because, it helps me so much with like neck pain, low back pain, shoulder pain. It's just a really solid workout and it helps with digestion. It helps with everything. So I'm glad that you've gotten something out of it. It's so important to me, and it's not that important to me to include it in my YouTube content, except for then when somebody like you says that you've gotten something out of it, then I'm like, you know what, if I only help one person with it, then that's worth it. I love doing it myself. I just, teaching your yoga routine to somebody else, like, or to a group of people in a class setting, is just a whole different thing. And I never got into it with the intent of teaching. I got into it with the intent of being better at it and being more disciplined with it and just learning more for my own practice. So that's kind of what I've been doing with it. I certainly am happy to share the gift with other people that want to learn, because it is hard to find a yin yoga instructor. It is. And I don't want to like dub myself as a yin yoga instructor because there's probably a lot more to it than just coming up with your own type of yin routine. But, there's no yoga police. It's like you do your thing. And I did consult very aggressively with my instructor to make sure that it was okay for me to call it a yin class, because I didn't want to be calling it that if it wasn't really yin. And a real yin, hardcore yin yoga class, you're like holding the poses for, I think, at least 2 minutes, if not 4 minutes. And I don't think I hold any of the poses for more than 2 minutes, maybe three. I mean, I know I do the meditation, the corpse pose at the beginning and the end. I try to do those for a solid 3 minutes. But most of the poses I'm just trying to hold for about 1 minute. So, but that's a lot longer than most yoga. So anyway, enough about that. I think I probably bore a lot of people with my yoga stuff, but I'm just here to do my thing, and I love having the support of a YouTube community to kind of share my ideas with, and I love reading your comments and ideas. So, let's see what else. I don't want to keep jumping around all these cases. Maybe I'll wrap it up. I'm just so happy I got to get on live finally after so many tries. So, yeah. So there was that sheriff in Portage County, Ohio, that was asking their pollsters to take down the addresses of people who were voting Democratic. You guys heard about that? I'm going to Google it and see what it says. The Portage County because first of all, I want to know where that is. Portage County, Ohio. I'm thinking it's up north somewhere. Yeah, it looks like it's Kent State is in Portage County. Let's see. Oh, and it's right by Akron and Cuyahoga Falls. Okay. Right by Cuyahoga Valley National Park, which is supposed to be like the most beautiful state park. And Anna B says that she did hear about it. So I'm glad to know where it is, because I was figuring that it was more towards Toledo. So it's right next to Akron. It's where Kent is. I wonder if that's where it's near North Canton in Canton, Ohio. But not too far from Cleveland. But yeah, right next to Cuyahoga Falls and Akron. I didn't realize that that's where Kent is. I thought Kent was actually on the other side of Cuyahoga Falls and Akron. I haven't been there in a long time. Anyway, let's Google what's going on with that sheriff in Portage County, because, that's crazy. That's just scary. Portage County, Ohio sheriff. And is it going to give me? So his name is Zukowski, Bruce Zukowski, and faces another controversy. Okay, here we go. What does this say? Portage County Sheriff faces another controversy weeks after remarks about Harris supporters. I'm just going to read this to you real quick. If the rapper currently jailed awaiting trial has tunnels, he could keep captives in there. Horrifying. I know. And I don't want people to think that I believe that he has Kiely Rodni in his tunnels held captive, but I think that there's that remote possibility. I'm not saying at all that I believe that. I'm just saying that anything's possible. DeSantis is having his election police go around to people's homes and ask them if they signed a petition to have the abortion ban removed. Oh, how freaky is that? Are you in Florida, Anna Bees? Yeah. So, and what is, that has crossed my mind. Oh, about the tunnels with P. Diddy. Yeah, anybody could be in them. Let's see, any of these missing people. So last month, Zukowski posted on his Facebook page that people who have Harris Waltz signs in their yards should have their addresses written down so illegal immigrants can move into those homes. He referred to immigrants as locusts. Oh, this is lovely. Many complaints were made to the ACLU as well as the state and federal authorities, and this week the U.S. DOJ announced it will monitor voting in the county to make sure federal laws are upheld. See, they shouldn't have to do that, but the problem is with, I think, Vance, that he's not going to do anything about it. Ohio Secretary of State Frank LaRose declined to take action against Zukowski, but the Portage Board of Elections decided it will not use the sheriff's deputies for election security at the polls this year. Now the sheriff is facing new allegations of using inmate labor to help with his reelection bid. We kick off Thursday's Sound of Ideas discussing the latest news about Portage County. Okay, I'm going to stop there. That's just weird. It's so bizarre, you guys. So bizarre. I'm not, but I watch a lot of YouTube. So yeah, Ron DeSantis, the governor of Florida, he's a pretty spooky guy, in my opinion. And yeah, I mean, that's like so Handmaid's Tale sounding to me, Annabise. And really, I mean, that's what is so freakish about this whole election this year. And as much as I have said that I'm trying to stay out of it with my YouTube content, I also feel like I can't help but talk about it to some extent because it does feel like a Handmaid's Tale is going to be the state of our country if the Republican ticket wins. So it's just unbelievable to me that we're even at this juncture. So it's caused me a lot of anxiety, and then I also have the doggies cancer causing me anxiety. Come here, puppy dogs. Let's lighten the mood. Quit talking politics and talk puppy dogs. And no, we're not going to eat them. Coco, come here. Come here, baby. Mookie, you come here. Oh, there's a Mookie. Make sure I colored the heart in on her forehead again. I'm always joking around about that. Isn't it just so funny, though, how it's such a perfect heart? It's like Joan Jett and the Black Hearts. She is the cutest little baby. No, we will not eat you, little girl. Mwah! Don't kiss me on the lips, please. Yes, she's so funny. She is absolutely my baby. I snuggle with her every night. Every night she sleeps under the covers because, see, her hair is super short. She's not a wiener dog. She's only half Chiweenie, so she's only a quarter dachshund. But she looks like she's a wiener dog. She's a good old Heinz 57 and 10 pounds soaking wet. And Coco, you're the real star of the show. You come here, girl. You come here. Come here, baby. Come here. Hop up. Hop up on mama. No. So yeah, she's got this nasty growth that gets removed this week. Fingers crossed, you guys. And then they're going to go in there with lasers, I think, with the radiation, get rid of her booty cancer. But she gets to keep her freaking leg. We thought we were going to have a tripod. That is the best. I just hope that we can really get rid of the cancer with keeping the leg. We'll see how it goes. OSU, oh my goodness, what an amazing school, but especially their veterinary school. So we're super, super fortunate. And it's going to cost like $1 million, but she's worth it. She's 10 years old, but she could have another 5 years left in her. So we'll see. We'll hope for the best. And then my toe, you guys, my toe is like almost 100%. Remember when I injured my toe in January? So like 10 months ago? Finally, the toenail has grown out enough that if I didn't point it out, you wouldn't even know that there was ever a problem. Coco, come here, baby. Come here. Come here. Come here. Let's see. Come here, babe. Come here. Come on up. Come on up. Coco, come here. Come up. Come up under the chair. Coco. No, not behind the chair. On the chair. Come here, baby. Oh, you're too funny. Come here, honey. Come here. Come here. See if I can get you up here. Oh, there we go. There we go. Oh. Okay, you guys. You want to see? There's Coco. There's Coco. I was going to show you the growth on her other end, but maybe not. She might be too embarrassed for that. But just so you can see this big, beautiful baby. She is such a sweetheart. Do you want to show them your rear end? Here, come here. Come here, baby. Let's see. Let's see if you can show. Stand up. Stand up. Here we go. Ugh, it's right here. Can you see it? Come here, baby. Come here, honey. Stand up. Stand up. Come here. Stand up. Oh, she's like, no, Mom, you're embarrassing me. Don't show them my booty. Don't show my booty. It's pretty creepy anyway. I could take a picture of it and put it on the community post. Coco's like, no, please don't. That's disgusting. Please don't. All right, you guys. I think I'm going to wrap her up. Thank you so much for being here. The ghost of Mrs. P. Oh. Let's see. You're just a weirdo. There you go. See ya. What a weirdo. The ghost of Mr. P. I said Mrs. P. Gross. F you, ghost. Thanks, Annabees. Yeah, I was thinking today how I hadn't been trolled in a really long time that I know of. So at least we can check that off the list of, so now that I've been trolled, don't show it. I think I have pictures on my community post of post-surgery. But yeah, I mean, it's basically just like a big black ball. And yeah, it is nasty. I try not to even look at it, but I'm so excited that it's going to get removed this week. So thanks again for being here, you guys. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. Love and light. Have a really good rest of your weekend. It's almost 8:00 on Saturday night. She's a modest girl. Yeah, she is. She's a sweetie. Come here, Coco. Let's say goodbye to people in a dignified way. Come here, baby. Come here. Come here. Come on. Come on up. Come on up. Come on. Come on. Come on. So cute. She looks a lot like a seal. Come here. Come here, baby. Oh, come here. Can you stand up? Dear, get your pretty face into the camera. Look at how pretty this baby girl is. She kind of looks like a small Rottweiler with her coloration. And she's just super intelligent, super emotional. And I think she's super scared. I think that she's like, what is this thing on me? And how come you're not getting it off? So I think she'll be happy when it's gone. And then I know we'll be happy. Okay. Love you guys. Take care. Don't forget to drink your water, eat your protein, fruits and veggies, all that. And check out that yoga video if you're interested. And like I said, I'll try to do one with the visual instructions and cues as well. See ya on the next one.